This is Joy from DeepComputing. Today I'm going to show you DeepComputing's RISC-V innovations with Ubuntu integration. Many people here may not know who I am because I can be said very fresh here. And I suppose many people are expecting Yuning to be presenting this talk, right? I'm sorry that due to schedule conflict, he cannot attend this year's UbuCon Asia in person, but I asked him to record a short video and say hi to everyone in Nepal. Let's see. Although Yuning cannot attend this year's UbuCon Asia in person, but he really likes to connect with all of you guys here in Nepal. So for those who would like to connect with him, I will give you 5 seconds to scan his QR code of his LinkedIn and X to connect with him. And me and Marta are here for this event for the 2 days, and we also got a booth on the ground floor. So for those who are interested in our innovations and our project, please come by to our booth and talk to me and Marta.
Can you go there? Just a bit.
So who are we and what we do? We DeepComputing, a startup company that focuses on RISC-V. We are the premium product pioneer focusing on consumer electronics, modern personal computing devices such as laptops. This is the world's first RISC-V laptops, and we sell it at $5,000, which is the most expensive RISC-V laptops in the world. Also, we invent some RISC-V powered fun gadgets, toy cars, and balloons. So, why we DeepComputing want to do RISC-V? When we attend conference and events all around the globe, many people would say, "Oh, you DeepComputing still doing RISC-V? You guys seem to be everywhere. DeepComputing must earn a lot of money." So do we really earn that a lot of money? Doing RISC-V is so hard and can be said a little bit crazy. So let's look about the past, present, and future openness. When we buy a laptop, what kind of laptop we usually come up with? Laptop from Apple, from Lenovo, from Dell, or Intel and AMD CPU based on x86 architecture. x86 have gone through over 40 years and is highly mature. It can cater to almost all of our needs, whether we use it for work, to play games, or watch videos. So under such circumstances, why is RISC-V still starts growing? Because x86 is closed ISA. It's from US and driven by US. Intel and AMD design and produce the CPU. For those who would like to use x86, they must obtain license from them. So due to geopolitical and policy restrictions, many regions, countries are denied to access to x86. So what about ARM? ARM dominates the mobile world. Almost every smartphone we use are ARM-based. Recent years, ARM starts to expand to the PC market. For example, the Apple M serial chip is fully ARM-based. ARM is rapidly growing and would capture more PC market, although x86 would still be strong in the short and medium term. So why is ARM rapidly growing? Because it's semi-closed and semi-open ISA. It's from Europe and driven by the global. ARM is not like Intel or AMD. They do not design or produce the CPU. They license the IP and sell it to chipset guys. So what about RISC-V? Why we DeepComputing want to do RISC-V? Because RISC-V is very open ISA and belongs to all humanity. RISC-V is actually from the US, UC Berkeley, David Patterson, and moved it to Switzerland so as to reduce US-controlled technologies. And we all know that RISC-V is actually driven by Asian companies because most companies in Asia are x86 restricted. So with RISC-V, this open ISA, companies can design their own chip without paying high fees or being blocked. So is RISC-V journey hard? We can see that it is very hard. With x86 dominates the PC world, dominates the mobile world, and capture more PC market. The RISC-V, because it's open ISA and belong to all humanity and driven by all community, it must go through the long, slow pain. But when will RISC-V scale up? And how can we use RISC-V? Can we use RISC-V on laptops, on pads, on cars? And at 2025, we guys seem talk about AI. Can we use AI on RISC-V? I suppose most of you guys here are software guys. So there is always a chicken and egg questions. The software guys waiting for the hardware guys and the hardware guys waiting for the software guys. We all seem to spinning around the circle. So how to break the deadlocked circle? Next page, please. We DeepComputing, to break this deadlock circle, we decide to make hardwares. We need to make laptops, and we need to involve all the existing players, either from the IP side, from the SoC side, or from the OS side. We need to involve them to join the RISC-V dance, so that to promote the whole RISC-V ecosystem. And by the time the hardware is into the market, we will get reviews, feedbacks, and suggestions, so as we will inspire and motivate millions of developers to join the RISC-V dance. Next page. So to involve all the partners, is it hard? It is really hard because different companies have different goals, and most of them are commercial companies. Startup companies strive to survive, other companies want to earn money. Of course, we all want to earn money, right? Not to say companies. We employees also want to earn money. So with these different goals and misalignment in objectives. Also, the technical things. The SoC guy is not out for it. For example, whatever SoC we use, they never think about they will be used in a laptop. So we have regular meetings, we find out the problems, and we solve the problems at one time. It is really resource-intense integration. So to bring different partners together, we have to bring them in different stage and wire interactive circles. By the time the hardware comes into the market, we find out that hardware without software is just a brick. For the OS, Debian is the only OS support RISC-V at the main branch. The first step for DeepComputing's RISC-V journey would be at 2024. Gordon from Canonical and Cindy, their team said, we are free to use Ubuntu to use their image and logo to promote RISC-V, and they will make images for us. So with the 2404 officially supported on DeepComputing's DC-ROMA Laptop II, it marks one of the first RISC-V platforms to gain such deep integration. So at that time, Ubuntu image either from 2310, 2404 to 2410 can all be run on DeepComputing products. So why Ubuntu integration with RISC-V is so important? because Ubuntu is one of the most widely used Linux distribution, and it already have ready-to-use packages, libraries, and tools. So with Ubuntu on RISC-V, it lowered the barrier for developers to build their own softwares. Another thing will be that stability. It is globally trusted platform and is stable. So with Ubuntu on RISC-V, it marks the milestone in deep computing's RISC-V journey, also the milestone in RISC-V ecosystem. After we deep computing make 2 generations of our own laptops, we are really sick of it. Because for our startup companies, making the whole laptops is really tired. So the other thing would be at 2024, we start partner with Framework. Framework is a US company that they make modular and customizable laptops. Their slogan is, we make fixable and upgradable laptops. So with Ubuntu from the OS side and Framework laptop, we can focus more on kernel upstreaming. So we decided to make RISC-V motherboard for Framework laptop 13-inch. So we partner with Sci-Fi from the IP side, Star5 from the SoC side, and the OS is actually not good enough because it's not upgradable. So we all wire this interactive circle to promote a whole RISC-V ecosystem. So let's talk about the kernel upstreaming. We remember that the SoC with kernel image to merge 2404 is enormous hard work. The image provided by Golden's team is really hard to merge, and the OS distribution is not able to build official images. And the SoC guide is again making the same mistakes, just like 10 years ago Qualcomm and MTK gone through. The SoC guide is not focused on upstreaming. So when we deep computing, me and Yuning go to event and conference, Yuning always talk to the SoC guy. You guys need to make better SoC and focus more on kernel upstreaming so we can make better laptops, better motherboard. So at 2024, we deep computing set a goal. We need to have all latest released kernels and operating systems to run on deep computing laptops. And we actually made it. The Ubuntu latest released image can either be downloaded from Deep Computing's GitHub or from official Ubuntu website. And thank you for our kind partners, Daniel and Alex from Framework, Greg and Theo from Linux Foundation, and the SoC side guys from Starfi, SpaceMate, Eastwing, or TestTorrent. As long as they have better chips, we are willing to partner with them to make better hardwares. And as 2025, we all talk about AI. With the surge of AI, can we use AI on RISC-V? Where are we now? We have lower compute cost and we have local devices so that we will have faster inferencing and training. So with local device, it can run small and accurate models. And if one device is not enough, we can connect to multiple devices. To run Llama CPP, we connect different devices and boards. So we decided to make AI PC for RISC-V. At 2024, we mainly sorting the OS distribution, and the kernel actually is bad, really bad. So we got at least 3 fellows from Linux Foundation, and 2024 we got official support from Ubuntu. Their vision is to have 2510 to run on RVA23, and above 25, you had to wait and see. So that's coming out our latest innovation, the DC-ROMA RISC-V AI PC. It's equipped with eSwing 7702 SoC and Sci-Fi P550 CPU cores. And also, it can run Ubuntu desktop and DeepSeek 7B. And with involving more and more partners, we would have more applications coming out like VLC, the media content, and VS Code, coding for developers. And we may have games to run on RISC-V. So for those who are interested in our innovations, can come by to our booth and to experience them on hand. And for those who would like to know what information about deep computing, can scan the QR code of our LinkedIn and X. So that's all. Thank you.